everyone. Welcome to Functional Strength. My name is Anneliese, and I am live from Positive Choice. I'm here at the top of Garfield Specialty Center. And today, we are going to do, in tradition with our specialty series that we've been doing the past few weeks, today we're going to do shoulder health. Right? So this is a big problem for everybody. So I have got a few things on deck here. All right, so if you're wondering what equipment you should have this morning, a strap, okay, so a belt or a hand towel, anything to kind of bridge some distance, and then I've got this 360 band, resistance band. I would highly suggest if you're building a home gym, while these gyms are closed indefinitely, this is a really good investment. It's inexpensive and it's very, very useful. And then we're going to end with some foam roller, and I've got some hand weights as well. So we're going to do everything shoulder health today. So get that off to the side. And know that this routine is meant for general fitness. It is not meant to override anything that your doctor has told you. It's not meant to treat or diagnose. So heed that. And if you have any pain with any of these moves, don't do them, okay? So we're going to start out with moving, because blood flow, right? So just get marching. Good. Take in a big deep breath. Filling in those lungs. Good. Again. Feeling that good morning energy. Good. Exhale. Give me some shoulder rolls. Keep marching. Good. Make them as big as you can and go the other way. How's this for marching and doing your arms? A little like belly rubbing, hand patting. Good. Open up and open the other way. Good. Cross and open. Cross. Like with any good workout, getting blood flow to the muscles that you're going to be working, that is the point. That is the primer. Especially if you have any injuries, having a longer warm-up is a really good idea. Good. Take it up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, up. Exhale, reach.
Nancy says hi from Vista.
Hi, Nancy. I was thinking about you this morning. I'm like, Nancy will totally be there. I can't wait to virtually see her. Good. Other side. Come back center. 2 more. Good. Shake it out. Grab your strap or your hand towel. Okay. If you have one of these long yoga straps, I like to fold them in half. Take them as long, as wide as you can, keeping your arms straight. Take it behind you, and then come back. Now, I don't care how far back you get with this. I care that you're feeling a stretch through the front of that body, pulling those abs in. And if you can get it all the way back without bending your elbows, which I cannot. Although I do notice that my own shoulder injury is getting better because I can get way beyond my midline. And then if that's easy, take it a little bit closer together. So we're adding some mobility to our shoulders. If you guys cannot reach overhead, we've got a mobility problem, right? So we got to work on this. One more, and then hold it up. Good. And then bring it around front, and then open up to the other side. Now the key here is to keep this in your upper body and don't make it a torso thing. I mean, if it feels good to you, go ahead and do it, but I really want you to focus on getting as much range of motion through those shoulders. Good, last one. Hold at the top. Go the other way. And open. Good. So getting that big range of motion. I don't know about you guys, but my shoulders are already getting kind of tired. our upper body is going to feel it today. But just know, we got one more. Hold at the top. Good. Go ahead and release that down. Put that strap off to the side. Grab your weights. I'm going to start with light weights. Okay? One of the keys that we're going to keep focusing on all day today is, you can keep holding them. I'll put mine down so I can show you something, is that a lot of our shoulder issues come from the fact that we have this kind of lifestyle. Okay? So in this position, my chest is collapsed and my back is open. Okay? So we have these big muscles in our pecs and in our back that support our upper body. And our lifestyle that's here, it completely undoes that. And then when we lift grocery bags and we go through life, we put way too much pressure on these little tiny muscles. So what we're going to do today is we're going to work on stretching and strengthening these big muscles. And we're going to work on your proprioception and using those big muscles. And then we're going to work on strengthening these shoulder muscles with little weights. So my little weights are 5 pounds. Yours can be 3. I wouldn't go heavier than 8. All right? And then roll your shoulders back and down. Pull your abs in. And I want you to pull your shoulder blades towards your spine. So feel some release through your shoulders. You should feel them drop down from your ears. And we're going to start with front raises. So no higher than your shoulder. Okay, and I'm going to show you from the side, because my inclination might be to like thrust my hips forward. That's going to be hard on your back. Push your hips back, and you should feel your abs engage on every single lift, which is why we're starting with the singles, because if you try the doubles, you'll see it's much harder to maintain that back, so try it together. Good. So notice those abs really engage. Excellent job. Pull those abs in. Pull those hips back. Resist that urge to thrust your hips forward. 2 more. Good. Now bring them down here. Elbows in. Shoulders back. Readjust. Pull your abs in, and we're going to go out to the side. So starting with your right and then left. Good. If this feels good to you, you can stay here. Or we can make it a little bit more challenging, and we can extend that lever coming up to the side. So again, this becomes a core challenge as well, because I'm having to really maintain my core to prevent myself from like doing this, right? And for shoulder health, you want to keep things within the frame of the body. And for these front moves and side moves, you want to keep it so that it's shoulder height. Good. Now for our last 5, I want you to do them together. Let's try it. Out. And you can also bring them here in front, or you can take them right out to the side. I like to the side. 1 more. Good. Shake it out. Shake it out. All right. Since we don't have to switch weights too much, let's go back. Let's do a second set of these front raises. So starting on your right or both together. Pull those abs in. Lift. How are we doing so far? Are those shoulders burning? You don't want them like on fire, but maybe a little bit of flame. Just a little bit. Just knowing what you're doing. Good. I'm going to finish both together. 2 more. 2 more. If you're holding those shoulder blades in, rest. You should be feeling it in your mid-back. Good. Come back to the side raises. Your choice. Straight arm, bent arm. remember, rest, don't quit. So if you're feeling fatigued, take a break, and then come back. Every time you come back, you get stronger. And when we get stronger, we get healthier, we feel better about ourselves physically and mentally. Good. Should we do both together for 5? Let's finish it. 5, 4, 3. Good. 2. Last one. Good. Put those light weights down. I'm going to just towel off my little glisteniness. Give those arms a little bit of a break. We're going to move into our back. Okay? So, because our back is a bigger muscle, I want you to go a little bit heavier. So if you have heavy weights, grab them. If you do not have heavy weights, or you only have one set, double them up. And how you most comfortably double up weights, so you have your first weight, and then cross that second weight into the crook of your thumb. That's going to be the most comfortable to hold 2 weights. If all you have is bands, guess what? You can loop the band around your front foot and row that way. Okay? But I'm going to show you with a nice heavy weight. And since we're going for the back, we want to work against gravity because the back muscles are on our back. So step your right foot forward and get that back heel down. It should be fairly comfortable. Bend that front leg. Hand on the meaty part of your thigh and then hinge forward. That arm should fall right in line with your calf. Square yourself off and row. And this is a little bit where proprioception comes in because I could let my bicep do most of the work here, but I want you to imagine pulling your shoulder blade towards your spine. I want you to make that shoulder blade and all those big back muscles take the brunt of this. So we just fatigue your shoulders, and part of the reason that I pre-fatigue those is so that you can really feel if you're using your shoulders to do this pull. I want you to use your back and keep it out of the shoulders. So make any kind of micro adjustments. Squeezing that shoulder blade. 2 more. Good. Last one. Come on, center. Let's go the other way. So set yourself up. Bend that front leg. Hinge forward. Square yourself off to the ground. Pull your abs in and pull up. Good. Shoulder blade to the spine. Don't forget to get that contraction through your back. And then don't forget to breathe. You're working out. It's Monday morning. It's a gorgeous day outside. Breathe into this. 4 more. You got this. 3 and 2 and 1. Good. All right. We're going to do a second set, but we're going to do them together. If you want to stay single arm, do it. If you want a little bit more challenge through your core, we're going to go to double. So now we have 2 heavy weights, and instead of 1 foot forward, I'm going to go into this hinge position. So same thing with your torso. You're about parallel to the ground, but my abs are having to work a lot harder. And I'm pulling those shoulder blades toward my spine. Breathe, breathe. Squeeze that mid-back. By the way, if you get upper back pain when you're washing dishes or doing something of the like, it's because these muscles are weak. It's not because you have back pain. It's not because you have like back problems. So this move will really help with that. 4, 3, pull those abs in, 2, and 1. Good. Put those weights on down. Nicely done, everybody. Shake those arms out. Shake those one more exercise with these weights, and then we're gonna go down on the ground. Okay, so your choice. You can go light or you can go heavy on this. I would start out with light for an overhead press. And our overhead press stays in the frame of our body, okay? When you're going overhead with weights, especially if you have any shoulder issues, they stay within the frame of the body. The second you start creeping out here, it makes it a little bit more vulnerable for the shoulders. It's not that there's not a place for this, but for shoulder health, we're gonna keep it here. So get those feet underneath your hips. Press your hips back, shoulders back. Stack yourself. So even here, you should feel your back contracting, you should feel your abs contracting, and you should not feel it in your low back. Okay? You're gonna press straight up, and then come back down. Press. Now I'm gonna go to the side. Keep going. So what a lot of people will do is they'll press their hips forward because it allows everything to relax. You don't want that. Tuck your pelvis right underneath your shoulders and pull your shoulders away from your ears. Relax those shoulders. And don't worry, we're going to get into stretching all of that at the end of class today. Lift. Pull those abs in. 4, 3. Good. 2, 1. Good. Come on down. Excellent. Okay. We're going to add to this just to make it a little bit more challenging. Second set. Continue to take your break if you need. Same position. But I'm going to add in a bicep curl. And the challenge here is to keep that momentum out of it. Okay? Shoulders are packed and stacked. Excellent. I'm telling you, you're going to feel this tomorrow. These arms are going to be like Jell-O. Good. How many more do we want to do? I wish you guys were here because then you could tell me and I didn't have to pick.
50.
50. Melanie says 50. She's not doing it. How about 4? 3. 2. And by stalling, I bought you an extra 4 without you noticing. Last one. Good. Shake it out. Put these down. We're going to move on to the floor. So I want you to bring your strap and make sure that you keep your weights close. And more importantly, we're going to bring this 360 band. All right. The exercises that I'm about to show you can be done without these. And I also wanted to point out that a good starting point is doing these against a wall. All right. So if you don't feel strong enough to do them on the ground, do them against the wall. I would show them against the wall, but this is not stable enough to hold me. So no wall demonstration. All right. So first things first, to get our proprioception going, before we even add this, I want you to get in a push-up position. So whether you're against the wall, or you're on the floor, or against your kitchen countertops, you want to get your hands slightly wider than your chest, and you want to stack your shoulders right over those hands. Now here's the thing. Your shoulders, from your perspective, will look like they're a little bit in front, but as you guys can see, I'm stacked right on top of them. Okay? Now, we're not even going to do anything from here. I want you to retract your shoulder blades down, get a micro bend in your elbows, and feel those shoulder blades contract against your spine. You're nice and strong, and we're going to hold it here. Good. Big deep breaths. Pull those triceps into your armpits. And come on out. Let them go. Good. Shake it out. We're, of course, going to add to that. gonna put this strap around just above my wrist. Okay? And I'm gonna show you here. So beginners of this absolutely would be against the wall, no weight. But I'm gonna come back into that position, and this is called clock hands, for lack of a better term. So you're gonna touch 12, you're gonna touch 9, 6, and then same thing on the other side. 12, 3, 6, 12, 3, or 9, 6. Good. On the other side, 12. Keep going. I'm going to show you what this looks like. So if I was against the wall, you can even do this. Woo, it's worse holding it up. Up, out, down. Up, out. Let's finish off this side, and then we'll take a break. Out, down. Good. Take that off. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of a break before we get into that second set, because you know we're going to do a second set. So, open up, hands behind the back.
Karen says, love using the bands.
Yay! Good, Karen. Good. Open up through those shoulders. Woo! All right. Take that band back. We're going to go back to that push-up position. So get some tension. Now, during this is about creating tension where you want it. So get that band nice and tight, which, by the way, this is the lightest one. Start with the lightest one. Go easy on yourself. We're going to come back in that push-up position, and all I want you to do is retract, and I want you to lower down, micro, come up. Lower down, micro, come up. And if you notice, my elbows are really close to my body. Keep going, keep going. Abs are in. Restack yourself, feel out where you're at. Squeeze. Squeeze. Get into those triceps. Take it into your back. 4 more, you guys. 4. Good. Little. 3, 2. Last one. Last one. Shake it out. Shake it out. Excellent job. All right. Only a couple of more exercises for strength, and then we are going to just stretch the heck out of your upper body, okay? So grab your light weight, okay? And you're going to lay on your side. I'm gonna get my towel here. Okay, so we've got all of our other stuff going on, right? We did the front raises, we did out to the side, we did some push-ups. Now we're gonna do some rotations. This is why I would go light. This is not like a big muscle group, so you don't need to go heavy with this. The point of this group is to stabilize. So stack your upper arm against your rib cage, bring it close to your belly, and open up. Good. It's nice to lay down too. Good job. We're gonna do 3 more. 3, 2, control both ways. Last one. Excellent, excellent. Shake it out. Let's go to the other side. Get yourself nice and stacked. Relax that upper arm. Good. Right into your midline of your belly. And lift. And lift. Good job. Controlling both ways for that external and internal rotation. two. Last two. Excellent. Switch up. Part of this is I'm getting you to move around too. Up and down, right? All right. Get it all set. Lift it up. I don't know about you guys, but I have not done these in a while, and I am really, really feeling them. Good job. 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Excellent. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right, flip it on over. Last time I'm gonna have you flip over too. Good, get comfy. Glue that arm into your midline and lift it on up. Don't forget to breathe. You guys are doing great. Here's 5 and 4, 3, you're almost there, 2, last one. Excellent. Put that weight down. All right, how we doing? Are those arms okay? One more strengthening exercise, you guys. And I want you to go heavy. We're gonna end with chest press. And we're gonna end with chest press using the same principles that we've been using this whole time, about using our big pec muscles, using our big back muscles. So our chest press is going to stay in the frame of our body. So it'll start here and press straight up above your chest, down to your midline, okay? Or your nipple line. Although I know that could be different for all of us. All right. So, lay on back, grab your nice heavy weights. Since we're down on the ground, this is a really solid place to have your shoulders. If I was on a bench and was able to get my elbows below my midline, then that would allow me to rotate my shoulders in, which when we're on the ground, it's a good chance to monitor that. You can go a little bit heavier than you normally would. And I want you to roll and tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. So spreading that chest open, tuck them under, then bring those weights up. Pull those abs in and press straight up to the ceiling. And bring them down. And notice I'm tapping my elbows down every time. So give your chest, all your muscles, a chance to release, and then they have to re-engage to press up. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good, bring it down, hold it here, lower it down by your hips, okay? If you have really heavy weights, I'm gonna just take my hands up to the side here. If you have really heavy weights, it's really, really imperative that you drop them straight down. A lot of my clients do things like this. They're like, oh, good. Which, if it's light, it's probably not a big deal, but picking up your weight from this position or dropping your weight from this position is asking for a shoulder injury. So you always want to keep it right here. Hammer curl it down, then you can pick them up a little bit easier too. All right, second set. Hammer curl them back in. Tuck those shoulder blades if you need to, and press up. Since this is our last exercise in terms of strength this morning, let's go a little bit longer, shall we? Should we get 15 in for our last set? I think so. You're doing great. 5 more. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Good. Bring them down. Hammer curl them down to your hips. Let them fall. Arms out to the side. Arms out to the side. body. Take a few deep breaths. If you want water, go ahead and get that now. Okay. I'm going to bring a knee in, pull myself up, let my inner ear reset itself. Okay. So now we're going to get into loosening all of this up. It's going to feel so good. So we'll start with thread the needle, all right? Once you're ready, come back with your towel. Get this kind of cleaned up here. Come back with your towel. I like a little towel on my mat. And we're going to come into all fours. So now your knees are stacked under your hips. Your shoulders are stacked above your hands. And I'm going to turn towards you so you can see. And we're going to literally like thread the needle. So I want you to take your right hand and drop it under and come down. This is why I wanted the towel here. And if that feels good, you can let this go. Take your opposite arm and wrap it around your waist. Stretching through the front of that body. And then getting a little stretch on that left side as well. And unwind yourself. Come back. Get that hand underneath your shoulder. Press yourself up. And let's go to the other side. So thread that left arm. Drop down. And remember, each side is different. So one side might feel good to let go, the other side might not. And if you want to let go, take that right arm, hug it around. Take some deep breaths. And then come back to the center. Hands underneath you, pull yourself up. I'm going to have a seat on my heels here. And we're going to do a second thing to open up through our back. So eagle pose, I want you to take your right arm, take it out, left arm crosses. Option one, you got to get those elbows as close to stacked as possible. And option one is just to hug. You can lift your elbows, opening up through those shoulder blades. If this feels like a good stretch, stay here. If you want a little bit more, we're going to wind and clasp your hands. And then take your elbows up and down. And up and down. If you cannot get your elbows together and you find that you're doing this, you're here. Okay? The most important part is getting those elbows as close together as possible. And go ahead and unwind, clasp your hands behind your back. Let's get that counter stretch. Good. And then let's go the other way. So left arm comes out, right arm stacks. Option one. Option two, wind. And then option three is to add a little bit of movement here. Feeling a good stretch through those big back muscles. Maybe through your shoulders, maybe through your triceps. Take some deep breaths here. And go ahead and release, get that counter stretch. All right, now we're gonna get deep into our pec muscles. You can do this next one against a wall. So it's the same thing, it's just you're pressing your chest against the wall instead of against the floor. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down onto our bellies. And if you've been doing functional strength with me, you have done these before, so this will be no surprise. We'll start with the right hand, and I'm gonna go 90 degrees here. You can also take it out. This is easier than the 90. And anywhere in between, I want you to feel out where you feel this stretch. Take your left hand underneath you and press that armpit into the ground and bring that left foot behind you. Now, I'm not feeling too much of a stretch, so I'm going to come out of it and adjust and press your armpit into the ground. And if that feels good, you can take your right arm or your left arm and take it behind you along with that leg, opening up through that pec, opening up through that shoulder. And remember, the goal is to stretch through your shoulder, through your pec, so adjust as per necessary. And then bring yourself on back through the center. Come back to the other side. Pick your poison on your left side. And lean into it. Take some deep breaths. I want you to see if you can release some of that shoulder, some of that armpit into the ground with each exhale. And if you want, you can add that right arm into your stretch, opening up through those shoulders. Good, and when you're ready, bring that hand back underneath you. Unwind yourself. Come on back up. Woo! All right. I am going to use my towel for this. Use your strap. Let's open up through our shoulders, and we're going to move into a back touch. All right, we're going to get there slowly. So first things first, grab your towel. I'm just going to turn away. Grab your towel and allow yourself to pull here. And what you're going to do is you're going to relax that shoulder away from your ear. And then we're going to add to this. If it feels good, I want you to drop to the opposite side. So we're really pulling apart that whole shoulder, neck complex. And maybe play around with dropping where your head is at. Maybe giving it a little round every which way. Good job. Let's go to the other side. So, switch your grip. Pull your arm all the way around your waistline. And then allow that shoulder to drop. So it's a little bit of an active stretch as well because you've got to manually let go of that tension in your shoulder. This left shoulder, I am manually pushing it down and then allowing this hand to pull it. So then I'm going to drop my head away. Feel if I have any tightness. Take some deep breaths. Good job, everybody. And then go ahead and release it on down. Keep that towel close. We're going to use it again in a second. Next thing, I want you to take your right hand, take it up, palm to your back. You have a couple of options. If your arm is down here, that's okay. Press from the front. If you can get your elbow straight up, bring it in, press towards your midline, and press that chest, that rib cage, into it. So open up, bringing that elbow closer to your midline, and try to keep your chin off your chest. I know that's hard here, but it'll help you from like collapsing down. Keep it nice and open. Let's switch sides, opposite arm. Pull towards your midline. If your feet are getting numb or getting tired of sitting on your knees, feel free to stand up, or you can just sit in like cross-legged position. Pull in, open up, open through those lats. Good. Release it on down. So now we got breaths. If you can touch your fingers, if you can grasp your fingers, that's even better. I can definitely not do that on this side. We'll see about the other side. Open, 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 and go ahead and release. Take it down, shake it out. We got that other side to go. All right, so let's switch it up. So, bring that opposite arm up. Walk it in. Get those hands as close as you can. And if you don't need the towel, kudos. And once you're at your tightest point, open up. Open, 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 open. Relax those shoulders away and feel that stretch. Feel that stretch just opening up through the front of your shoulders, maybe through your biceps. Good job, everybody. Good job. A few more breaths. Big inhale. And exhale. Good. And go ahead and release. Oh, hopefully those shoulders are feeling good. We got one more thing to do, and it's to touch on myofascial release. All right. So digging in to those back muscles. Now, we have the roller. If you don't have a roller, you can use anything that creates tension in your muscle. And a tennis ball would be really good, a lacrosse ball if you have one. Or you can do it on the roller. I'm gonna do it with this little weight, and it's not gonna be fun for me. So don't do it with your weight, do it with the ball. So what I want you to do is I want you to position the ball or the weight right in the meaty part of where your traps are here, okay? And you're gonna lay down and take your arm out to the side. Now you should feel some pressure in that muscle. It should not be sitting on any of your bony processes. You don't want tension on your bone, you want tension on the muscle. And then you're gonna take your arm out to the side and cross your body and out to the side and cross your body. So what we're doing is we're creating tension in that muscle, little pressure points, and we're focusing it to move on the range of motion. The last one, come out to the side. Now move your hand by your hip and feel it right there for a second. So just see if you can breathe into that muscle, let that muscle relax, and then we're gonna add that active component, and you're gonna reach overhead and then come back. Reach overhead and come back. Good. And if you can't get full range of motion, that's okay. That's okay. If that muscle is tight, this is going to be painful. But don't worry. Last one, stay by your hip. Don't worry if it's painful today, it will get better. So go ahead and release that shoulder. We're going to get it on the other side. So position it right in the meaty part of those traps. So kind of that muscle that runs along your neck to your shoulder blade. Start out to the side. Once you get it positioned, bring it in and back. I'm sure that my double chin that is near the camera right now is looking fabulous. But we don't care how we look while we exercise. No, we don't. We care how we feel. Good. This is your time to work into that range of motion. Give me one more. Good. And bring that hand down by your hip. Relax it for a second. Breathe into that muscle. See if you can get it to release. And then add that active component. If not, have a wonderful week. Please like and share.